Hey Aries, welcome to Black Star Tarot. This is your August general reading, Aries. So let's jump in and see what energies are heading in for you guys next month. So these are all major arcanas. We're going to use these to find out what energies will be affecting you the most, what energy will be the most influential surrounding you for the month of August. Okay, so Spirit, messages for Aries. What energies will be the most influential in their lives for the month of August? Please show me clearly messages for Aries. All right, what do we have here? Temperance. All right, calm down, Aries. So Temperance, Sagittarius energy. I like Temperance because it is comforting. Temperance is healing. The energy of Temperance speaks of balance, purpose, going with the flow, being flexible, taking things as they come, taking things in moderation, all that jazz, right? You know, I love it because if you're going through something, struggling with something, trying to find out something, Temperance will come along and kind of take the edge off, right? The edge off of everything, right? Kind of slow things down a little bit, you know, allow you to breathe. You know, it definitely helps with the energy of relaxing, letting go, and allowing things to flow and heal naturally. Okay, so let's see what you have going on with you, Aries. Okay, what is coming in for Aries Spirit for the month of August? What do we have for Aries? All right, so we have Observer. What you looking at, Aries? What are you looking at? All right, so card number 49, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yes, okay. So 4. All right, so 49, you know, it breaks down to a 4. So what are you looking at? What are you observing here, right? You know, we're gonna find out, but first, let's read what your newsy self is looking at here. So Observer. Let me see. 183. I passed it. Let's go back. I want to know what you're looking at. What are you looking at? What are you observing? Worry about yourself, Aries. No, I'm just kidding. So perspective. Interesting. Objectivity, neutral observation from a distance. Okay. So it says most people see the world through a personal lens. They closely identify their feelings and experiences so much so that they come to believe that these are the only reality. There are times when you need distance in order to gain perspective and understand your circumstances from a more neutral vantage point. Now, is one of those times in your life. This is a perfect moment for you to begin to do some exploring. Instead of only considering yourself, consider what you need to understand about the conditions, people, culture, and environment you're engaged with now. You'll be happy you did. Illumination is the miracle you seek and will indeed find. So I take this, guys, as you kind of been like sitting back, you know, getting yourself together. I see that here, right? So Temperance has, you know, aided you in taking some time to yourself, kind of sitting back, you know, doing what, you know, you have to do for you. Now, though, you know, comes a time where I think you've seen enough. All right, I think Spirit is asking you to kind of take what you've gained, what you've learned, what you've experienced, and kind of, you know, use that to understand others. So here is a story. Okay, I'm good for these stories. Okay, so bear with me. Growing up, I had the worst parents in the world. All right, and just to give you a little backdrop, not to, you know, make you cry, but my natural parents died when I was 5. Okay. And I was sent to live with what I'm going to call step parents. Okay, I'm going to give you a condensed version of this. All right. And they were awful. Oh my God, they were awful. If you could think of every type of abuse, I suffered it. Okay, I'm just going to let you know. It's been really rough, right? And growing up, I used to be like, why me? Why me? But then when I got into this spiritual stuff, right, I realized exactly why it had to be me. I mean, it didn't have to be, but it was. But I grew up, right? And it took me, time to go out in the world, live my life, separate myself from others. And I still kind of keep myself separated from people. I'm not really a people person, right? But I had to do the inner work. I had to step back and look inside and learn myself. And once I learned myself, I realized that I was perfect but not perfect all at the same time. That I had no right to judge others because, then I would be judged. Not that I care that people judge me, but, it does. What the hell? Oh, my printer's printing. It freaked me out. I thought that was my dead relatives I'm talking about coming back to haunt me. Anyway, but I had to, to really do some inner work. So here is the point that I'm trying to make here. By observing myself and taking time out for myself, it helped me to understand others a lot more. For instance, I feel like my stepmother was a beast. I feel like, she was an awful person who, I never wanted to deal with, ever again. So when I ran away from home, I never looked back, right? But it wasn't until I, got into the spiritual part of me that I realized that as awful as she was, and she was, right? I had every right to separate myself from her and never speak to her again. However, I came to the conclusion of why that was, right? So I stepped off. I went into this Temperance energy, right? And then I turned into the observer, right? I observed myself, and observing myself, I was able to observe others. So it's easy. It was easy for me to blame my mother, which played a great deal, stepmother, a huge part in all of this. But as an adult, I had to admit that at a certain age, you can't blame your parents anymore. You can't blame, other people anymore. It's all on you because you have the power to change most of your circumstances. Okay. And I also realized that, that wicked witch was giving me all she had. Because upon further investigation of her and her upbringing, I realized that she was abused, right? That she had an awful mom, and her mom's mom was a bad person. I mean, I could write a book on this nonsense. The generational curses go back so far, and so, whatever, usually whatever happens in the past is sure to repeat itself in the future. That's just the design of the universe, right? It can be a trickster. At times, but it's all to learn, right? To help guide us. So we have a choice. Like if we are abused, we can be abusers, or, we can stand up for those who have been abused. So what I'm saying here is, or what the universe may be pointing out to you is that, okay, we all need to step back for a minute and heal ourselves. But part of healing isn't just disconnecting, from those who are getting on our nerves, or those we don't want to deal with anymore. Like, you don't have to deal with people you don't want to deal with. I am not saying that. But what I am saying is that it serves no purpose if in this time of healing, you're only looking at, separating yourself from people because, oh, they hurt me, or they're stressful, or they're this, or they're that. Okay, now that you're done figuring out how they affect you, how do you affect yourself? Okay, it's time for you now to observe yourself. Like, what is it that is going on with you that may need some adjustment, that may need to change just a little bit? Because I was able to change myself by realizing that, my parents gave me all they got. How could I expect anything different from these people, right? This is a generation that came before me that has some serious issues. They believe in beating their kids, right? Punishments like, hey, you go get the the weapon I'm going to beat you with. Like, what kind of nonsense is that? But that was them, right? This is how they were brought up, right? That slave mentality, for, some. But again, I said to myself, I was expecting water out of a rock. And so, you're in this temperance energy where, you're trying to balance out your life. You're trying to gain control of who you are. You're alchemizing, all the things around you to work in your benefit. But just keep in mind that it's not all about the people outside of you, right? Sometimes you're going to have to look inside, observe yourself, for a minute. And I'm not coming down on any of you Aries. This may not be, for everybody, but it is for somebody out there. All right. It's okay to look at the world and be like, that's a bad place. I don't want to be bothered. I'm going to shelter myself in here. But you can't hide from yourself. Sometimes the problem is you. Okay. And I'll probably get a whole one view of this video, but there's a cross watcher even out there, right? Who knows an Aries, right? Who maybe, kind of like, hermit mode, not speaking, don't want to be bothered. You don't know why, what's going on with them. Let them be, for one, and allow them to, of course, live their lives as they please. But Aries, if I can offer any advice in healing, right? If you're struggling with family, friends, relationships, and things of that matter, it's them. It's definitely them, but it's you too, right? We all need healing. We all need to go within and find out what we can do to help ourselves and to help us understand others. Because with understanding others, observing ourselves, it's a package deal. It will help you understand the whole thing. So that's all I'm really going to say, about that. But, the message is what it says, right? Use what you've learned, right? Now that you have, connected with your inner self and learned yourself. Now, try to understand others. So if you're struggling with somebody out there, family, friends, like I said, relationship, ask yourself, like, why do they act like that? Like, why does my baby daddy act like that? Why does my husband act like that? Why does my mom act like that? Why does my dad act like that? And then you'll see that a lot of the times it's conditioning. I'm not making excuses for them, but it's conditioning. Like, seriously, right? Again, like, what can you expect? Like, if my stepmother was raised a particular way, I mean, humans are programmable. You can program us to do whatever it is you pretty much want them to do. There's countries that train children to be soldiers, right? Because they know that, if you start it young, it'll be such a hard thing to break, right? Habits are hard to break, particularly when they learn them young. I told my daughter not to teach my grandson, like, when he sees a bug, don't flip out. I don't want her to scream, oh my God, a roach, a spider. Because if he sees her freaking out, even if she's scared of it, just stand there and pretend like you're not. Because my grandson is going to do the same thing. When he sees a spider, he's going to have fear of spiders, right? He's going to stomp them and kill them. But if you be like, oh, what a beautiful spider, he's going to have the same thing, because humans are programmable. So a lot of the people, Aries, that you're having difficulties with, a lot of these people that you're watching and you're keeping your distance from, these people got issues, right? Because they've been bred that way, so to speak. And you have the blessing of knowing spirituality, seeing these readings, right? Knowing how to change. They don't know nothing about this. You talk to some of these older people or some of your friends, who are into heavy religion or nothing. They don't know how to do the inner work, right? So how can you can't even teach them, because they have to come to this on their own. But you have the blessing to be, in a world where you learn how to heal, and you learn how to be spiritual, and you learn how to love, and you learn how to teach. You can't be half-assed, right? So, in healing yourself, you're going to have to learn also, right, how to understand that there are people out there that need to be healed, but they may not ever even receive it. A lot of these people will die, right, with the same beliefs, the same mindsets, and it's sad. So I'm going to leave that alone. That was long enough. Let's get you some more messages. I'm so sorry about that, but I just felt like that was somebody for somebody out there. It says not the right time. Look, soul searching, right? Okay, fair enough, right? It may not be the time, right now. Maybe you need to spend, more time in hermit mode, okay? But I feel that for some of you, it's time to come out, right? It's time for you to let bygones be bygones. If there's someone who has hurt you, if there's somebody who nags you, if it's somebody you just don't like, you don't ever got to talk to them again. This is your world, Aries. However, just heal that, right? Just be at peace with it, with your decisions and all of the above. This is soul searching. It's the card of Virgo. So some of you could be dealing, with a Virgo. This is just you wanting to be alone. I get it. You're trying to heal. You deserve that. This is you withdrawing from the world, reflecting, right? Doing some solar searching, doing some research, just thinking about things. So again, use, this reading, as, a means to help you figure things out, right? To help you think, your way through it. So I see exactly what you're doing right now. You're sitting back just observing, right? Enjoying your life, watching those around you, observing what it's like to be in your own zone. I see you doing that too. And it's so crazy. These cards are just supporting everything, right? Now's not the time, for you probably to engage, with others right now. For some of you, you're still healing, you're still observing, you're still watching, you're still waiting. You have a lot going on right now, and that's okay. I get it. But just keep in mind, right? Are there people out there who intentionally set out to hurt you? Yes. Are there some people out there who not so much? They don't even know what they're doing. Their intention may not be to cause you harm, to frustrate you, to make your life, miserable. They probably just don't know nothing else. They miserable, so they make everybody else's life miserable, Aries. So it is what it is, okay? But, don't let that negative energy, affect you. You can't shut the world out. You can only stay hidden in this hermit energy, but for so long, okay? You got to allow temperance to come in and balance things out and heal you, okay? You're going to have to be flexible with people, because that is what temperance is asking you to do. For others of you, the reason why you're kind of sitting back and observing things is so that you don't lose it on these folks. I see that as well, right? That's why it's not the right time. Is you don't, now's not the time, because I feel like you don't have the time, the patience, or the energy to deal with certain people that are around you right now, okay? Let's get one more, and we're going to move on. What else for Aries? Is that it, Spirit? Anything else? Yeah, so we got time to receive. I didn't really want all of these. Time to trust. And you also had this one that flew out over here. Time to watch out. You definitely gotta, there could be other things that, you have your eye on right now, Aries. But I feel like, trust your intuition for sure, right? If you feel like somebody's intentions, aren't well, then that is probably the case, okay? But look at, I see you are like intensely focused, on something right now, and it could be someone's intentions, okay? It could be somebody that you just don't trust. For some of you, maybe someone has screwed you in the past, and in some way you're just like, what, now it's like really not the time. I need to watch this person a little bit closer, a little bit longer. Could have been dealing with a liar, a cheater, a scammer, all kinds of things. But I feel like going into next month, like you're still in the energy of healing something, whether this is yourself or a relationship, with somebody else. So it is what it is. Let's see what else we have for Aries. We got one. It flew out. Godly, you just a newsy ass, ain't you? Look at this. So what are you expecting, right? What do you expect from yourself? What do you expect from, somebody else, right? There's somebody here that could be waiting, to hear from you. You could be waiting to hear from somebody. I'm not really sure, okay? So we have the Thief card here as well. Let's put that there because I don't want to take it too far off the table. So we have a Thief. We have expectations. One more, Spirit. And we have sudden wealth. Interesting. So someone, look, and then you have this false person too. there's so much, you know, to reflect on here. Okay, like I said, there could be somebody who's been, you know, lying, stealing, you know, things like that, like really taking from you. If it's not money, you know, it's energetically. But I feel like, you know, this is what you expect, you know, from this particular individual. Maybe this person who, you know, this you're trying to get this healing from. Um, there's someone here that I feel that may never hear from you again with this expectation card. I feel like the relationship is severed, it's ended, and things are moving on. Okay. If someone took something from you, again, this could be energy or this could be something physical. Um, here, I feel like if any of you, if someone has stolen from you, like, I don't know, I almost feel like either it wasn't intentional, right? Or, and you'll see that, right? Maybe somebody may have lied on somebody else, you know, maybe blame somebody for something else here. So you may find that out because I feel like there's a message or something, like expect to hear something, whether that someone lied on someone about something or maybe somebody stole something from somebody else here. It's weird. I do feel a thief. What did they steal? I don't know what they took. Could have been money. It could have been something like valuable, like really valuable. Not like a petty thief, but you know, a big thief. So be mindful of that around you too. You know, a petty thief. I don't think this is a petty thief. I think they stole something of value or will steal something of value. You have a watch here twice. There's watches here. So, I mean, this is like random, but it is here. You know, he's still in a watch, and we have this watch, you know, on here as well. I feel like whoever this person is, they're having like money issues. So if you're cross-watching Aries, you know, this could be an Aries, maybe, you know, I don't know. I feel like they didn't have any other way, and they needed to come out of some type of financial situation. You know, I don't know. Watch that, right? Watch. You got observer here, so watch out and make sure, like, watch your belongings, watch your things, Aries. Make sure that nobody, you know, steals from you, particularly if you have something valuable at your home. You know, you could be expecting a visitor, maybe someone come to visit here. Somebody that you may know steals, right? You know, this may not be the time to trust them. You could be expecting someone to visit. So just be mindful. So you have a thief and you have a false person around you. So make sure you keep an eye out, you know, for that. Yeah. What else for Aries? We get out of here. Knight of Wands. Yep, you have a visitor coming, fam, and they got like sticky fingers. All right. I do feel like this. So this could be, you know, another air sign, yeah, community. I don't know if you have a gathering or something of that nature, particularly with the Three of Cups here. Look, yeah, there's something. Look at this, nine of Pentacles. You could have valuables around you. Somebody may look at you as though you have like nice things. That you're wealthy, right? That you have a lot, all right? That you've achieved a lot. And I feel like, you know, you may have, you know, some company because we have this expectation. So I feel like for some of you, there may be someone that's coming to visit. Okay. You might want to watch your things. So watch your things in case someone has like a sticky fingers. Okay. It could be a fire sign, but it could be any sign with this Knight of Wands showing up. You know, this person, you know, kind of comes and goes. And I feel like when they leave, they're going to take anything that's not, you know, nailed down. So definitely keep an eye out, okay? Because they look at you as though you have a lot, all right? Or that you have something that they can steal. And we have the Ten of Swords. Am I going to stab you in the back? Yeah. Yeah, you can't trust this person. Like, you can't. Aries, that's your card. All right, so, you know, hopefully it's not you that's doing the stealing because the Emperor is here. That's Aries, Capricorn. Some of you can know a Capricorn, but you know, the Emperor is a very, you know, he's a master at what he does. Okay. The Ten of Swords, you know, is saying like, you know, look, you know, whoever this is, you know, you probably can't trust. All right. The Ten of Swords can be a card of betrayal. All right. Somebody will stab you in the back, you know, or maybe you really do need to end this relationship or this friendship with this person. I did see here that there's somebody here, Aries, that you're probably going to sever and never speak to again. I said that earlier. And I feel like this Ten of Swords kind of supports that, right? This person's disappointed you, you know, in the past. So if there's somebody here that has let you down in the past or caused you grief, heartache, you know, or anything like that, and this person is coming back around, you know, watch them. Okay, let's just say, you know, watch this person, like be the observer, you know, in every aspect, you know, of your life. So there's different Aries out there. You all are going through something different, but this is what I have, you know, coming up for you guys next month. Okay, Aries. So I hope this helps. Sorry, I hope I didn't go on a tangent too much. I feel like I did, but whatever. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Cool? Great.